When the word finally came that we were ready to go, it was close to 6 o'clock in the morning. The sun was breaking over the horizon, and every moment that the sun came up, the enemy fire became more and more intense.
Jeff Strucker occupies the last American Humvee to evacuate Mogadishu. The plan is to evacuate all remaining soldiers 1 mile north to a soccer stadium controlled by Pakistani peacekeepers.
I told Paulson to turn your gun to the rear and get ready to return fire at anything coming from our rear. Not more than a minute down the road, Paulson yelled down to me, "Hey, Sean, I got some guys running down the road after us." I said, "Well, Paulson, shoot them up, fire them up." And he said, "No, those look like our guys." I looked behind me in the rearview mirror and I saw about a dozen people running down the road. And running at a full speed, they had their weapons up, and clearly it looked like our guys. And I thought to myself, how can this be? We've accounted for everybody. We got everybody on the vehicles. How can this be our guys?
The idea was we were going to follow behind the armored vehicles and use them as cover as we crossed the streets. Well, those dudes weren't having any of that. They were hitting the gas and they took off. He's like, there goes our ride.
And I thought, my God, they're having these guys run out of here. This is ridiculous.
There's a great plan. We're going to run out of here. Why didn't I do that 12 hours ago?
They just took off at top speed to drive out of the city and ended up stranding a lot of the Rangers and Delta Force operators who had fought through this entire battle.
It's going to be known as the Mogadishu Mile.
So they were literally forced what they call the Mogadishu Mile. They ran out of the city, once again under increasing fire from all directions.
You know, guys were firing from the hip, were firing on the run.
At this point, I think I had maybe half a magazine of ammo left, so I was really just sort of running along and just hoping I looked scary enough that no one would shoot at me.
The only thing left between 99 men and the salvation of an old soccer stadium is one long, lonely mile.
You could feel in the air. It was just this seething sensation of people wanting to kill you.
Each member of Task Force Ranger would survive the Mogadishu Mile and find themselves on the center of a bizarre stage.
All of the men who had made it out of the city, along with the wounded and dead, were evacuated to this soccer stadium. A brutal gathering of everyone so that everyone could kind of visually see the consequences of this battle.
We had our dead comrades laid out there on one area and all the wounded in another area. It's an impression indelibly burned in my mind. It's just so surreal.
The scene was just overwhelming. There were bodies everywhere, and more than we could even count.
And I just started